Today is Wednesday, Parashat Mishpatim. The first pasuk in the parasha, Ve'ele Hamishpatim asher tasim lifnehem, and these are the ordinances, the statutes, the laws that you put in front of them. One of the commentators of the Chumash, the Baal HaTurim, finds in this pasuk every word is actually an acronym with very important principles in administering justice. Ve'ele, and these, notrikon ve'chayav adam lahakor adin. If you see each letter of this word ve'ele, ve'chayav, and a person ve'chayav adam, and a person is obligated lahakor adin, to investigate very thoroughly before he renders judgment. He has to really inquire, investigate every aspect, and be very deliberate in considering all the aspects before he renders justice or judgment. Hamishpatim, the next word is an acronym for Hadayan Metzuve She'aseh Peshara Terem Ya'aseh Mishpat. So each one of these letters represents actually a word. Hadayan, the judge. Metzuve is commanded, is obligated. She'aseh Peshara, that he should make a compromise, that those people who are coming in front of him, the plaintiff and the defendant, he should try to make it so that they make a compromise between them. Terem ya'aseh mishpat, before he cuts and decides this is the ruling. It would be always preferable, and this should be the first attempt, is to make a compromise between them. I spoke to someone from Israel who was very involved in a rabbinic court of law that apparently for many, many years, every case that came in front of them, all sorts of financial arguments between people, in more than 95% of the cases, they recommended and were able to work out a compromise between the people rather than to rule, to make a ruling as to who's right and who's wrong. And through the compromise is always the better way. So that's why Hamishpatim, while this parasha is going to tell us about many rules, it tells us also when a dayan, when a judge comes to adjudicate a case, you should always try to work out a compromise between the people rather than give them a ruling. Asher, so the Ve'ele Hamishpatim asher tasim lifnehem. So the word asher is an acronym also. Im shenehem rotzim, if both of them want, and you encourage them to have a compromise, and that way it will work out even better than giving them a ruling, because people sometimes feel they were taken advantage of, but when there is a compromise, they can work something that they will agree both of them to. Tasim is an acronym for Tishma Shenehen Yahad Medaberim. You should listen to both of them at the same time. In other words, don't have one of the people make his case without the opponent being present at the same time. And this, by the way, extends not just in a court of law, I mean in general. You have a claim about someone, he should be there also to hear, so that he can present his side of the story. Many times there is two sides of the story, and you shouldn't hear one side without hearing the other, and both of them should be present so you can have a perspective from both aspects. So here, one of the rules in a rabbinic court is to have both of the people present, not to listen to one while the other is not there. And that, the Baal HaTurim says, is indicated by the word tasim, which is an acronym for Tishma, you hear, Shenehem Yahad Medaberim, you hear both of them when both of them are present. Lifnehem is an acronym for Lo Pene Nadiv Yehdar Hitnaker Mehem. So not to give preference to one of the sides, even if, let's say, somebody was an important person, don't having him sit down and the other person stand up. They should be either both sitting or both standing up. Don't give more kavod to one as opposed to the other. And also, lo takiru panim b'mishpat litnaker. Don't show favor to any one of them. Be really totally neutral in judging them. Don't give preference to one as opposed to the other. So through this first pasuk in the parasha, the Baal HaTurim finds every word as an acronym for very important principles in administering justice. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.